Hey Libra, welcome to your month ahead for June. I have your reading broken down by the 4 weeks. I'm going to start with your overall theme. You have relationships. So this month is going to highlight how you relate to others in all of the different ways, and also how you relate to yourself. And in order to more safely intertwine with others, you have to be very solid in yourself. So take this month to build up your self-esteem and your boundaries. So for the first week, you have the King of Wands with the Ten of Swords reversed. There have been several signs with similar energy where instead of always talking about new beginnings, we're talking about preserving something, maintaining control to avoid impulsively throwing something away. So the cycle isn't starting over here. It's you getting a huge energy surge to hold on a little longer. I'm kind of hearing this isn't over yet. All right, then here we go. Let's do this. This is like the 10 p.m. pot of coffee energy. It's totally different than morning coffee energy, isn't it? It's like a save the day montage. I can see you as the coach with your stopwatch in the montage, and you're showing up in a leadership or mentorship role here, or a cheerleader for someone else who's ready to give up in some critical moment. So bring some fire and passion to that role. And for some of you, it's another person who needs you, and for others, you're doing this for yourself. Like, silly as it sounds, saying affirmations in the mirror or something. It is definitely not a time to retreat or to be shy or reserved. This is all in energy. And when it's all over, you may have a friend for life, I think. So it reminds me of the movie Role Models. Do you remember with Paul Rudd when the one kid, he gets kicked out of his medieval reenactment battle group or whatever, and it's the day of the big battle, the end of the season, and he's out. He can't compete or fight, and his country has kicked him out. And Paul Rudd is like, well, how many people do you need? And we'll create our own country. And they roll up in their new costumes put together at their own brand new team and march onto the battlefield dressed as Kiss. And it was kind of epic and kind of awesome. So it's like, we'll do it. We'll make it work ourselves. So for the second week, you have Death and the reverse Ace of Wands. So this is where it's like the buzzer has gone off. Pens down, tools down, hands up, hands off. Like at the end of those cooking shows where they're like grating Parmesan at the last second, and then they throw the grater down because the buzzer's gone off, or it's a test and you have to slam your pencil down. You did absolutely everything you could, and now you work to accept whatever the outcome is. This has the feeling of like when you finish an epic series of novels. You've mowed through every book in the saga, and that's it. That's all the author's written. That kind of drifting feeling where you daydream and relive and absorb the entire story, and you're not ready to pick up a new one. There's a pause here. It's a time between worlds where you don't really have to do anything. It's kind of like the weightlessness at the top of a parabolic arc or whatever, which is cool because I feel like a few months ago, for the last few months, it's felt more like the crushing gravity at the bottom of a parabolic arc. I feel like that came up in one of the readings a couple months ago. So for some of you, school is out, your grades are in, now breathe. Or you've submitted your product, your resume, you've had your interview, now breathe. Just breathe here. Share silence with a loved one who's needed your attention. Who's needed your attention the most lately? Let's ask that. Maybe it's your partner. Maybe it's your dating profile. Maybe it's your mom who's been worried. Maybe it's... I don't know. But decompress with the people who matter in your life. Don't get off and running to the next thing. The people who all of the go was for. As one of my teachers used to say in 7th grade, she would say, pause and reflect. I'll never forget it. And that just seemed It seems like it's coming up here. It comes up for me all the time. So for the third week, you have the world in reversed, the world reversed, and the moon reversed. So, okay, story time. There's an old Haley Mills movie called Trouble with Angels. It's probably from the 60s, where this girl goes to a Catholic girls' school run by nuns, and she is a troublemaker. She makes it hell for them, causing, hijinks and tricks and stuff. And the whole time it seems like she can't wait to graduate and get the hell out of there. That's why she's making everyone so miserable. But at the end, she shocks her friend by saying she's staying and she's choosing that life to be a nun. It's like she found something there that she wanted that would complete her, and she decided to stay and commit. But it was only in the process that she slowly discovered these things that mattered to her that she didn't even realize. Like, going into it, she was just going probably because she had to. Her parents made her. I'm not saying you're becoming a nun here, but I'm seeing like a total reversal of something that you thought you would never do again because you're realizing something you didn't know about yourself and what matters to you. There's a hidden driver coming into the light saying, let's keep going with this. I'm not finished here. And yet with the death card back here, a new aspect of you is emerging from the deep, and it's here to take over. And like an older iteration of you is tired and ready to retire, but this cycle isn't over. So something that's been building momentum and energy and evolving and gestating deep down, it's ready to emerge and be the new sheriff in town, saying, I'll take it from here, ushering in like the new age, the next and final stage, to bring it home, as they say. I know when multiple major arcana come out, it gets all kind of elevated, and I have a hard time applying it specifically to what it may look like on the ground, but they are spiritual energies after all, so it could apply to anything. Nothing is off limits with the major arcana. Alright, anyway, the fourth week. The Three of Swords reversed with the Magician. So you are the architect of your own healing at this time. You are creating brand new connections. You're the surgeon removing your own shrapnel so that there'll be healthier ones. You're the one doing the work to manifest the harmonious interactions that you desire, and you're speaking it, you're visualizing it, maybe journaling it. It's as though you're using your creative power to repair yourself, knowing, it's like, because you know that you're half of all of your relationships, and that much you can control. You're highly and deeply connected to source energy and channeling it into regenerating yourself, like a starfish. Only for your heart. You'll be moving into July very strong in your connections to others with healthy, sturdy bonds and fewer unhealthy entanglements. With some of these energies that you had here, I can see you like detoxifying your life of certain, shall we say, vampiric energies. It's like you're really putting in the effort in a focused way on removing the trauma bonds and filling in so they can't replant. Your channels for giving and receiving love moving into July, they'll be flowing very well and unclogged and fueling you like your fuel line, your gas line into the engine for whatever comes next. So that's what I have for you for June, and if you want to hear what I have for you in July, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you then. Thank you.